The creation of Pohaku has been an incredibly long, in-depth, and rich process. It's a work that feels both very new and very old at the same time. It's very new for me because it's the first work that I've made that really incorporates my Native Hawaiian background and the traditions of that cultural background with my modern dance background. One of the ways that it feels very old, even ancient, is that the piece also incorporates traditional kahiko hula. When I was a child, we started to dance hula as a family, and one of the first teachers we had was my late cousin John. In 2006, I was awarded a travel and study grant to come and spend a summer studying with him. Unfortunately, 2 weeks after I received the notification, my cousin John passed away, and a couple of years later, in the summer of 2009, I finally was able to come to the Hawaiian Islands and study his work. So much of the foundation of this work, Pohaku, was laid in that time. Elsie Ryder, who is the kumuhula of Halau Kukuna o Kala, his hula group that continues his work now, has really guided that part of the work.
I've seen Chris work really hard. The storyline that he wants to tell the people is pretty deep. And I think it will hit many Hawaiians in a very deep way, especially those that have been separated from their cultural roots.
The musical score for Pohaku is another layer that I think incorporates both the old and the new.
When Christopher and I started talking about the music for Pohaku, he wanted to focus on music that preceded interaction between Hawaiian culture and Western culture. Elsie and I did a contemporary collaborative version of the Kuma Lipo, the Hawaiian creation story.
The quality of it is really great. The marriage of the two, the leading and following is really great.
I felt so honored for her to be sharing the chant with me, but then to be asked to interpret that piece musically in my own way felt very powerful.
I also realized that in order to give audience members enough context about these subject matters, supportive imagery was really important. So I reached out to a longtime collaborator and friend, Serene Harabidian, and asked her to work with me on creating a projection design for the work. As I started to envision the surface for these projections, I realized again that I wanted to go to something very ancient. I found this woman, Delani Tanahi, a traditional kapa maker. Kapa is a kind of traditional Hawaiian cloth made from tree bark.
If you're trying to do this thing and capture this time and this art and do it that way, you have to do it the hard way. It's grow a tree, chop it down, sit down all day and pound it.
One of the many reasons I was interested in her as a collaborator is that her personal story reflects mine a lot. And both of us at various times in our life felt this pull and draw back to our native culture. To start laying the foundation for our work, I gathered the entire group on the island of Oahu, which is kind of interesting because Oahu actually means the gathering place. And the house where he grew up is right there. After a few days on Oahu, the entire team then traveled to Maui, where we've been hosted by the Maui Arts and Cultural Center for a 2-week development residency. This development time was so important both in terms of laying a foundation so that we all had the same base of knowledge and information with which to grow the piece, as well as work out a lot of the artistic and technical questions that we had as a group of artists.
It invites all people to question what is their foundation in their life. What are those things of the past that helps to bring them forward and make them strong? As Hawaiians, we value that.